What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another tutorial. Today we're going to be doing something pretty simple but also pretty steezy, and it's one-handers. The reason one-handers are cool are because they look so freaking cool, but also you can start doing interesting stuff. Like I made that video where I was swiping on Tinder while wheeling. Can't do that if you can't do a one-hander. You can high-five people. You can flip your visor down mid-wheelie. That is actually a practical use to it, which I do like. I use that sometimes. And they're really not that complicated. They're just a little bit scary. I will say there's two parts that can really help you with one-handers. One would be rear sets that are not these, because these flick up. They would be like solid rear sets, maybe like Outlaw Stump Parts or SS Moto. People complain about SS Moto ones, so I feel like Outlaw looks a lot more chunky, so they're probably better for crashing with and stuff. And the other thing would be the Bella stunt seat. It doesn't have to be Bella, but just any kind of stunt seat that gives you this like 3-inch like extension, because it holds you in real good. I mean, I don't even have to lock my foot if I don't want to, and I can actually see, like, I'm not locking and I can dip it, because this, well, I'm also locking my bars, but the seat really holds you in pretty good. I have hand dragged without locking my foot at all. And normally for me, what I do is I shift lock, since I don't have solid rear sets. But yeah, so we're gonna get into it now. So if you just noticed, I did lock my bars. That might make your sit downs a little more wobbly in the beginning, so probably what you're gonna want to do is either peg lock or shift lock, which if you don't know how to shift lock, I'm gonna shift down into first, shift up into second, and hold it there. Don't move it at all, and then do your clutch up while still holding it. If you let off at all and you try to do it again, the next time you like clutch up, see, I just did it when I went to pull the clutch, it shifted in the third. So you have to like pull the clutch, shift, hold it if you want to be shift locking. So for this, I'm gonna just go ahead and shift lock up in second, holding it up, and I'm gonna scoop back into my seat. That way my weight can really be let off my hand and be in the seat. Cover that brake, clutch up, and you can take your hand off while holding the bars straight, but it's just a little easier if you lock them. But locking them kind of, I don't know, that's something like you just need to get used to them, holding them straight before you lock them, because then also like if you come down, you need to be prepared to get your bars straight before you come down and all that kind of stuff. Locking it might be a little too like difficult to control in the beginning, so you might just be holding it still. And one of the things I'm going to be doing when I one-hander sometimes, so like I can one-hander like chopping, dipping, all that kind of stuff, without riding the brake. Like I'm most of that was not even using the brake, is engine brake. But when I go for hand drags, this is the one time where I kind of like, in order to smooth myself out, I might stay on the throttle a little bit and brake through it, just to make sure that I don't get wobbly by letting off the throttle. So you might do that a little bit if you want to have smoother one-handers, just staying on the throttle and like braking. I don't really recommend wheeling like that typically, just because, you know, the less you use your brake, especially while being on the throttle, the less likely you are to ever get brake fade. But since one-handers can get a little wobbly sometimes, that might be something that you want to do in the beginning, just to practice it and smooth it out. And then yeah, eventually you kind of get used to locking your bars, go for a hand drag or something. Pretty fun little trick. I'll show you in a knee knocker too. Knee knockers are a little different. If you don't have a Bella seat, it might be harder. It's easier to do one-hander with this foot in the back, but you can also just do it with it in the seat. So I'll just do it with it in the seat to show you. You really just want to focus on putting a lot of your weight into that seat and not your hands. Probably get a little closer to the bike, and then you can take your hand out. I don't really, when I one-hander, I don't really stay this far back from the bike. I usually get myself a little closer. That way I can kind of hold the bike at a different point without like if you're leaned back, the balance point is like slightly different than if you're like way up in it. So when you're way up in it and you got all that weight in your seat, it's a little easier. And then people can like, I've actually never done that before, trying to touch the tire. Coaster, I could totally take my hand off. That's crazy. That's crazy. And yeah, man, once you get used to stuff like that, like once you can one-hander with your left hand, eventually you can kind of start figuring out like no throttle handers and stuff like that too, which I've really not practiced much, so I'm no pro at them, but let's see, I can do it. It's something I'm gonna have to practice a bit more before I can really just, I do eventually want to do a no-hander, and I don't really want to cheat with high idle. I don't think that's as cool as just doing it and like slowing down a lot. So let me shift lock again, try that one time. Same stuff applies, but when you do it this way, when you do the no throttle handers, you got to be in a dip. When you do the regular one-handers, you can be bounce point or dip. So yeah, I think that's really all there is to this tutorial, guys. If you enjoyed, drop a like, subscribe. Also, I don't know if it would help you to like lean back in the one-hander or just sit wherever you're comfortable. Mine's getting a little wobbly. I don't know, just kind of do what it's, golly, this thing pops so freaking much. It's getting annoying. I might throw the stock one back on, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should just get a real exhaust finally. I've already bought so many fake exhausts. It's like damn near the price of a real one, but I don't know. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Drop a like, subscribe. Is he doing one-handers? Nah, he's just working on his sit-down dips. Yeah, guys, if you enjoyed this video, drop a like, subscribe. Stay tuned for the next one. Let me know in the comments what kind of videos you want to see, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.